they were in Green Bay right now, they'd have frostbite problems.
Hey, I've seen them take their shirts off in Philadelphia when it's sub-zero.
That's because they have so much antifreeze inside. It's first down and 10. Brock is 8 of 10 for 59 yards. Good-looking throw, taken short of the sticks. And the flags are down for unsportsmanlike conduct. Duckworth made the catch. And they're going to get them for spearing him on the ground. Number 37 sort of jumped him, Mark Murphy.
I really didn't see a spear on that time. I saw him get on it. You'll see right in the middle of your screen, Ellard makes the reception. He's going down. Now you're allowed to come over and touch him down, make contact. Oh, yeah, he did it. He got the helmet down. That's a 15-yard personal foul.
37, defense, first down.
Now that looks like the Packer teams I recall.
Hey, this Packer defense is playing hard right now. They're really playing hard. The Rams offense really hadn't done that much. The 14 points up there on the board are special team points.
They moved the sticks on that violation called on Murphy. We've told you before, Father Murphy is the one that took the INT back for the touchdown and helped force Greg's team take care of Minnesota 2 weeks ago.
You were talking about old Packers. There's one of the old Packers right there.
That's right. I think Bart Starr and Nitschke are the only Packers with more playing time service in that great franchise, yes. He played for 14 years. Now he's going to coach them for 14 years. Here's the misdirection handoff to Dickerson. Filled at the 20-yard line by Mark Murphy. Giants 10-3 over St. Louis. 14-0 Kansas City. That's a TD run by Mike Pruitt. Dallas 14-10 over Philadelphia. It's a bitter battle, and that's also a wild card scrap going on in Dallas. Second down and 8. The lone back is Dickerson. Brock sidearms it, gets it to Hunter at the 15-yard line. He's the big tight end obtained from Buffalo in the Ferragamo trade. And he has speed. He has about everything you would need at that position.
He has everything. That's right, Tom. You know, he's already caught 34 balls coming into this game. And what I like about the guy, he's mobile and he can run as a tight end like a wide receiver runs around. He has that real fluid movement.
Number 1 draft out of Notre Dame with the Buffalo, and suddenly he's playing in Anaheim. Third down and 4. 1:11 on the clock before half. The Rams want more.
Safety blitz, got it.
Brock is sacked at the 26-yard line by Murphy. There's Murph.
He was upset over that penalty got called a little while ago. You'll follow number 37 right here, and he takes it, and they don't pick him up. One too many people to block. There he is. See, all blockers occupied. Get rid of it, Brock. No, he couldn't do it. You have to side adjust that, Tom, and get rid of it right now. Here's the guy that wanted the ball. Here he is. Hunter, look at him. Hey, get me that thing.
That's the gamble this year. We see more and more. People are crowding the line of scrimmage and gambling on the blitz. It's 14. Wish the owner, Georgia Frontiere, a very happy birthday. She had a real good party this week, and she's taken over and stabilized this franchise, and we just want to wish her the best.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the great morale in this organization right now. You visit here, you get here on Friday mornings and start preparing for the games, you know, looking at films, and everyone's so cooperative.
And that's what winning will do for you. It does make you cooperate a lot. A 40-yard field goal attempt by Lansford with 1:02 on the clock before halftime. Hills is the holder.
He's 2 for 3 from this distance this year.
Down. It's no good. He pulled it left. And so the Rams still have only 2 touchdown returns by Ron Brown, but they do have a 14-7 lead. By the pollsters, it's your number 1. The screen to the outside to Ellis from Dickey. Ellis gets 1 block, gets out over the 30 to the 32, where he's stopped by Gary Green as the Packers try to hurry up. Timeout for Green Bay. The Rams offense has not accounted for a point.
Well, you know, they were optimistic that they made some adjustments in their offense during the week, and that the variations that they were going to use would be efficient and help them, you know, pick it up. But so far, you have to give credit to the Green Bay defense. They're playing hard.
Well, you know, Forrest Gregg is really only in his second year. He replaced Bart Starr, who was not only a legend as a player and a Hall of Famer, but a friend of his and a teammate in the Hall of Fame and the all Green Bay teams. And I think he really got into it and got his message across to be tough to the Packers about as fast as any coach I've ever seen come in.
Well, you know, he's a naturally intense person. You know, I think he bends the spoon at the breakfast table when he puts it in the coffee cup. You know, he starts from the moment he gets going. And I have never seen an intense football team that wasn't coached by an intense coach. You know, and I just think it rubs off to the organization, and he's a demanding guy. And, you know, I had a lot of respect for the job that Bart Starr did.
Oh, of course.
Too, you know, and
no argument
they're different
there.
personalities, that's all.
Forrest told everybody coming out here, he says, sometimes teams go to the West Coast for a holiday. He says, Sunday is a work day for our team, which means you're going to beat on people or he'll run you off. Second down and 3. Ball is on the 31. It's the shotgun formation. Dickey overthrowing that, and it's picked off by Johnny Johnson and then fumbled. They're going to call it incomplete. Johnson had it momentarily.
You know, for some reason, Dickey threw that as the receiver was going to run a go pattern, but the receiver ran a post pattern. Here you'll see the entire secondary here playing loose zone in a prevent defense, rushing 4 people now, covering 5 underneath. See, just zone the free safety coming over to the left of your screen, makes the nice interception and drops it on the way down. Did you see what I was talking about, Tom? The receiver went to the post, and Tom threw it over the outside shoulder as if he were going just on the go pattern.
Dickey threw that ball 55 yards, so he'd had a good grip on it. Obviously, his arm is as sharp as ever. It's third down and 3. 2 kickoff returns for the Rams. A good touchdown pass by Dickey. Flags are down, so Dickey may have a free one. Now he's going for Lofton, and Johnson holds on to this one. Let's see what the flags are down about.
Illegal chuck, I think.
Meaning the defense chucked illegally. Pat Haggerty will tell us. Offsides.
Offside. All right.
What do you say to one of your linemen that lines up offsides?
I can't repeat it.
Instead of a turnover interception, Dickey gets to load it up. And a first down.
That would have been Johnny Johnson's 6th pass interception of the year.
Lining up offside. Number 77, first down.
Number 77, Gary Jeter, the pass rusher. He's a designated pass rusher out here since coming from the New York Giants.
Has been effective, too. He's already, I think, got 5 sacks and quite a few hurries. He's doing a good job.
First and 10 now. Shotgun on every play by Lynn Dickey. Complete to Lofton. Lofton at the 44. He simply out-jumped the defensive back.
Boy, I tell you, that was one beautiful throw. He threw that thing on a clothesline right in between the defenders, and Lofton, with the courage that he has, goes in between those people, catches it, and gets it tucked away in time to hold on to the ball.
You have a good point, though. You know, he will come across the middle, too. For an outside receiver that's so gifted, he'll take the bang. 16 seconds left. Dickey now gets it across the middle. Eddie Lee Ivory has the football to the 20-yard line. Flags are down on the far side of the field. If this is on Los Angeles, Green Bay's in pretty good shape.
Offside. Defense lined up offside.
Now what do you say to your lineman if he lines up offsides twice?
Tom, I'll tell you what I think is happening. Green Bay lines up quite a ways off the ball, the offensive lineman, and the defense is used to lining up in relationship to the offensive lineman, and with the offensive lineman off the ball, they're getting in there too far. Look at John. He's telling Rob, talk to you.
What he's probably saying is, right, that you can't line us up offsides. Come on, give us a break.
But
can you make sure the offensive line is up on the line? Can you demand that?
Well, they've got to be within a yard of that ball. I know that when having worked with Jerry Wamper, the offensive line coach, on the passing downs, he likes those offensive linemen back off the ball so they can pick up those stunts.
Haggerty now discussing this problem. It's a 24-yard Eddie Lee Ivory reception if it holds up, and it looks like it's going to be. He's speaking with Dickey and the Packers and not talking to the Rams. Usually that's pretty good. They'll have a first down. The clock will stop. Robinson still wants some answers. The Rams have lost 3 of the last 4. Yes, the coach is heated.
What he's trying to get is an explanation.
7 seconds off the clock. There are 9 seconds on our clock. I think John Robinson says you've got to take it back if the penalty holds or if the play's allowed. Johnny Robinson in his 3rd year.
Watch out, Coach. You'll get a 15 on you.
Would you be out there right where he is?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. I think you deserve an explanation from time to time, you know? If you can question the Pope, why can't you question an official, you know?
It's true. We have press conferences where we openly talk to our president and
Yeah.
the head of the papal church. Has to answer questions. I guess you could ask an official. Whether or not either team was charged with a timeout, we don't know. We do know it's a 14-7 game. Now, of course, Greg is going to make sure that he's not losing this battle of wills, so to speak. Now Haggerty's going over the top to Green Bay.
I've experienced the same thing a few times now. I never won. I never won.
You mean the Zebras win every time?
Never won. Now both coaches are mad.
They've changed the clock. They've got it back to 6 seconds now. It was 9. How many plays will you try? Or will you bring in the field goal kicker right away and take your kick? Looks like Del Greco might be coming in to get the kick. We wish Haggerty would somehow stimulate us with his voice.
37-yard field goal, Tom?
It will be a 37-yard field goal attempt.
He hasn't missed one this year. He's 5 for 6 in his career for Green Bay from this distance.
Call it 38. Jim Zorn is the holder. L.A. is fooling around now, trying to disturb the kicker. Well, he got off a strong kick, and it's good. What a nail just before halftime to take advantage of a couple of offsides and other things. All the scores of all the games, and what a crazy day it's been. With the NFL Today group back in the studio, Britt and Irv will be there, and we'll be watching along with all of you. Here we've got a 14-10 game and a very exciting game. This young man has taken 2 kickoffs back. Bang, bang. Onside kick taken on the run by Del Greco himself. It had to go 10 yards or he got a legal kick.
It did go 10. He got it, but it's out of time. Was that clever? I don't know if I've ever seen the kicker recover his own kickoff.
Del Greco tried to break it for a touchdown. He comes from Auburn, where all the good ground gators come from.
Here it is. Look at him. He just hits it with the side of his foot, and he takes off after it. Most kickers I've been around going to get away from that ball say, hey, it's yours. I don't want any part of that thing.
Look at this. He covers it up pretty well.
He looks like a running back out there.
Tries to make a side move there. He's been looking at those football magazines in training camp where the guys are doing the high.
Yeah. Geronimo type plays, hoping for a tip ball reception or a pass interference penalty.
Some of the Packers had already gone into the dressing room, and now they're coming back out of the... Some of the Rams were in the dressing room, too, and they're making them come back.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, guys.
Some of the guys already were eating oranges down there in the dressing room.
They're having a Polish sandwich at halftime.
Now they're getting everybody... I don't know if everybody has to be back out to have an illegal play or not. They'll be taking roll call. Anybody that's not here, say aye.
They better count how many guys they have on the field defensively. How many out there? Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, they got 11.
We will not try a field goal. Even for Del Greco, this would be beyond his range. It would be about 68 yards. Shotgun and Lynn Dickey. Packers have a lot of momentum, don't they?
They do, and he's laying it up high. should be intercepted.
Lofton and company are down there. It's incomplete. Flags are down at the 4-yard line.
Gosh.
Hold the phone.
Oh, my gosh. This is becoming a zoo out here. We got a fight on one end and a penalty on the other, Tom.
And some of the players are in the dressing room already. Remember, if it's a defensive penalty, the half cannot end.
What do we got?
We may have one more play for Green Bay.
What do we have here? What do we have? Now there's an argument going down there. Gary thought a timeout should have been charged against Green Bay, which they had called.
Of course, that kept him from being with his team for quite a few minutes at halftime. Here's Lansford's kickoff to start the second half. This is Ellison at the goal line. Today is kickoff returns, but not this time. The flag is thrown at the Green Bay 20. Ellison hit very hard. Good coverage by the Rams.
We had a little fisticuffs going on there between a couple players. 99 John Dorsey was getting after it with one of the Ram players. Boy, when you hit somebody with a closed fist into the face mask, that's really got to hurt.
Hard on your fist, not on their face.
That's
right?
what I mean.
Haggerty trying to keep control of this contest, and it's been different. We'll explain some of it later.
Illegal push in the back. Number 91 on the return. First down.
Number 91 on the return was the one that was picked up, but that's Noble. Here are those stats. A lot of completions for Dieter Brock, but not much yardage per pass, huh?
No, they're not getting the ball downfield.
A turnover was the lone Ram turnover, and the whole game was a Dickerson fumble. The Packers have the ball on their own 9-yard line. The misdirection draw to Ellis. Nailed at the 10-yard line by Carl Eckert. Setting the tone perhaps for the second half.
Does this guy like to hit you? Now take a look at number 55, play inside linebacker like it ought to be played. Little counter play. Now he picks it up and he moves inside on it. There it is. Now beat him. Boom, right there. Helmet off to one side. Knees bent, shoulders square. Put him on his back. Nice job.
Second down and 9. The ball squarely on the 10. Dickey, high formation. Now Ivory shifts out. Quick draw. Quick trap play, really, with Ellis straight ahead. Man, that hold opened up like something from the Lombardi era.
Tom, that looked like an influence block by the offensive tackle, and they got the defensive lineman. Let me see it here. Now take a look at the offensive tackle right here and see what he does to the defender. I don't think he really, he influenced him. See that and got him upfield? I thought that's what would happen. It made it look like a trap play. It broke so cleanly.
And it's going to be close to a first down. It'll bring up less than a yard if it's not quite there. A good burst by Ellis.
That's really a frustrating technique for a defender to have to defense, because, you know, you're all wired up there. You're all ready to go charge and hit that offensive lineman. And he takes you on, then he gives away and lets you fall out on your belly there. And there goes the running back right by you.
And you're making the right read. It's just the wrong play to do it on. Right? Dickey, number 12, the quarterback.
Where you get nailed on that is if the defense had a slant onto the inside and you're turning loose on the ball carrier.
It was a first down. Ball's on the 19. Toss back to Ellis. Good block on the outside. Ellis gets enough for another first down, and Eddie Lee Ivory got some block on the linebacker.
When you block Mike Wilcher, you've done a good job as a halfback. Take a look at Eddie Lee Ivory right here. He gets the block. Here he comes. See him? Now watch it. Boom, he gets him cut right there. Nice job, Eddie. Now he's out there running clean. Now it's up to the defense. There's Johnny Johnson, number 20, coming over to get him down. And Gary Ellis is running real well. I guess he remembers being drafted by the Rams here a few years back. They'll let go.
What does it mean that the 49ers are playing on Monday night and they're just sitting up in their own homes, perhaps relaxing and watching the Rams?
Well, I think they'd like to see the Rams compete.
Reloading is 50. They're going to call pass interference as Epps made somebody reach out and grab him. I believe it was Gary Green that had taken the inside fake.
They're going to run a short post and go. Quarterback faked the short post, pumped the ball, then went back to throw it, and Gary Green actually darn near decked the wide receiver. Good call.
Remember, the 49ers came in here and won 28-14 over the Rams. That was 3 weeks ago. And they are only 2 games back. And they're the defending champions. And this is Pat Haggerty, who has had some kind of an afternoon.
He's had a busy day.
Crowd control. They do a tough job when they got to maintain.
Illegal contact. number 27, defense, first down.
Gary Green, illegal contact.
You know, penalties are only up slightly this year, the number of penalties called, but the actual yardage penalized is down.
Especially on pass interference, they're letting them play a little bit like the rule really dictates, and they're down about 30%, I think, aren't they, on pass interference calls. First and 10. Dickey with the team at the 35. Toss. Back to Ivory. Ivory goes ahead on his own, cuts back, and it's hit at the 41-yard line by Wilcher.
Good job of the defense turning that back inside, and just great running by Eddie Lee Ivory that he made a positive gain out of that thing.
Rambling wreck, eh?
Rambling wreck.
Didn't he have 200 and some odd yards one day for Georgia Tech when he was just a schoolboy?
Tom, it was actually more than that.
Was it?
He ran for 356 yards in one game against the Air Force Academy.
It's almost a career for a lot of running backs.
He must have thought he was a pilot up there flying around the field.
Second down 4. Opening minutes of the second half. The stuttered count. Now the toss back to Ivory. Good defensive play. Johnny Johnson came up and collared him. Maybe a pickup of a couple, but it's short of that first.
Johnny Johnson, you know, he's not a really physically big guy, you know, a string bean type guy, but he plays physical football. He's 6'1". They list him at 183. He looks more like a 175-pounder, but he meets the run as a 195, 200-pounder does.
A #1 draft. A lot of good drafts on this team. Jerry Gray, #1 draft for him this year, is a good young secondary man that'll be working in. Third down and 3. Large play in this game if you can do that with this kind of a contest. Dickey being rushed but gets it off, and is it caught or is it dropped by Eddie West?
I think he caught it.
Looked like he might have trapped it under his body, but Ed West makes a very clutch catch.
Ed West is tight end here. Now he's coming off to the inside, left side of your screen. Now he just drops it to him right behind the official. There it is. Nolan Cromwell, number 21, comes up and makes a play. He definitely caught the ball, Tom.
Boy, and held on to it even when his elbow hit the natural turf. Good catch. Good call and a good throw under pressure by Dickey. First and 10. At the 49. Dickey loading and throwing for Epps. Wow, a lot of people passed in the night on that shot. Oh, Dickey's down.
Doug Reed really got after him. Defensive left end for the Rams, 93. He really got after him. He had 7 sacks on the year.
Johnny Johnson and Gary Green both took a shot at getting the ball and almost got Epps, the little guy, caught in the pincer there. You're looking at a very good defensive ball club. And they're being tested. It's second down and 10.
They actually have to play almost too much defense because the offense isn't doing it well.
Good point. Great drop back. Dickey going across, trying for Epps, and this is knocked away by Gary Green. There's a flag down, and Green claimed he was interfered with.
He's saying he hit the ball. That was a late flag. You know, they didn't throw the flag initially, and then all of a sudden, here it came. He must have ruled that he came over the top.
There's a moment of truth for a defensive corner that he's got to play the ball, but Green is as good as we've seen all year at it. Let's see what happens.
Defensive pass interference, number 47.
Number 27 is called. He is not happy, and the crowd's not happy.
Focus your attention on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. You'll see number 27 right here. Focus your attention on him. You're going to see he's going to run a turn-in pattern in front of him. The wide receiver pushing down nicely. He's giving him plenty of room. He turns in. Now Gary closes. He's going after him right now. That's close. That's close.
He might have been coming over the top.
Might have been a little too soon.
He plays that way, and as we said, quarterbacks don't have any time to reload. They've got to do what they have to do.
And I don't think you have much choice there, Tom. I think you have to make the play. You have to go ahead and take your chance.
6 penalties against the Rams, 2 for the Packers. The Packers are now on the 36, first and 10. Ellis straightened up at the 35 and a half, and mobbed.
Boy, I can't say enough good things about Eckern. Did you see him slide off into that play and just stuff that? Now, Carl Eckern is right here again. Now, watch him move inside out and stick it. Fine linebacking play. Now, look at him staying there. Good control. Feet apart. Boom. There he is right where he's supposed to be.
And I'll tell you, Eckern can't weigh over 218 pounds or so. He is, you know, he's not Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll tell you that.
Friday, when we were here looking at films, he wanted to look at the films with me. He says, Coach, could you give me some tips? He said, I've been out of it too long.
You must have helped him. He's playing like gangbusters. Second down and 8. Dickey quickly out, beats the blitz, gets it to Ivory. Ivory slips, but gets the first down at the 25. Eckern making another stop.
Tom, you know what happened there? The linebackers were talking in regard to the formation and the coverage they were going to be involved in, and the Green Bay snapped the ball quickly.
Well, I think Bob Snelker has a good game plan.
Number 55, Eckern right here. He's talking to the linebackers right there, and the ball snapped a little quicker than he would like it to, and they're not quite ready. See, and he gets it out there, and he's a few steps behind. Boy, that's really tough coverage.
Stop talking and start walking, right?
You bet.
Forrest Gregg taking advantage of everything. Remember, last year they won 7 of the last 8, and they're coming off a 2-0 roll right now. They're hot. First and 10. Dickey dumping it, and it's spiked and knocked away. It was not a lateral. Mel Owens got a mid on it.
I saw Mel Owens last week play, I think, the best game I've ever seen him play since I've been doing TV broadcasts. He really played a super game. Here he is at the right side of your screen, number 58. If I got that turned around, I had it turned around. Excuse me, fans, it was the left side of your screen. I see that from this angle, and it gets turned around coming from the end zone. Fouls me up from time to time.
You see it from the coach's viewpoint, which is the reason we enjoy it so much. Mel Owens, the young man from Michigan. He's the number 1, second down and 10. Crowd beginning to really get into it. Dickey going for Eck at the 21-yard line. He is really covered by Eckern. 20-0, Kansas City, with Blackledge leading the way at quarterback. The Giants 13-3. Their young kicker Schubert has kicked 2 or 3. Dallas 21-10 in the third period. 21-14, Denver over the Raiders in the third period. Be a lot of orange people on that flight I'm taking back to the mountains. They keep saying, how about them Broncos?
You better buy an orange shirt.
Shotgun on third down and 6.
They're coming after him.
The blitz is there, but it's handled. Touchdown, Lofton. There are no flags down. Has his own television show. That'll be a good replay for this week's show. 21-yard TD. The blitz came, and they cut him down.
You know what happened on the blitz? I think they ran into each other. I think the blitzer ran into one of his own defenders and knocked himself down. Let's see if we can see this. You'll see 54, Welcher coming in. There's the safety, number 27. That was a corner coming in there, and he got knocked down. And here's one-on-one coverage on the rookie, Jerry Gray, the number 1 pick from the University of Texas. That is a mismatch.
Nope.
Not so much in ability, but in experience.
Anybody one-on-one with James Lofton is in over his head. Del Greco kicking. Gord holds it. It's a low kick, but it is good. That was sort of a 8 passes, 4 rushes, a big penalty in there on interference, and finally a 21-yard TD pass. Dickey to
not many
James
people,
Lofton.
you know, Tom, not many people throw the touchdown pass any better than this guy. He's throwing 5.4% touchdown per attempt right now, way above league average.
Looks like he wants to play today, doesn't he? The ball is hit low and kicked off by Del Greco, skidding it in. Charlie White has it at the 15. He dropped it to 21. There's some good coverage by the Packer special teamers. Ken Stills down under that. Don't forget, next Sunday is doubleheader day on CBS. It all starts with Brennan Irv and Jimmy, the NFL Today people, and then Minnesota against the Eagles. Eagles are still alive, at least as of 3/4. The Rams against New Orleans, or Tampa Bay against Green Bay, 12:30 Eastern time, and then the 49ers against the Washington Redskins. Redskins are rejuvenated too. Young Slater's playing pretty good quarterback. You're looking at Dieter Brock, 34-year-old rookie for the Rams at quarterback. Toss back to Dickerson. Plowing through people, gets to the 30.
Tom, real nice example of zone blocking with the offensive lineman here coming off at angles here to try to pick up these 2 people and lock them up. Watch them. You notice they don't come off straight ahead. See Irv Pankey, 75. Now Kent Hill picks up the linebacker to the inside. There's the running lane. Nice job. David Hill's an 81 doing a nice job downfield there.
Dickerson is 17 carries for 75 yards. But the Rams trail. Dickerson makes a cut, gets to the 40-yard line. Number 29 suddenly looks like he means business.
That's another example of that blocking principle, Tom, of stretching the defense. And see, they got the defense cut off. Outside that stretch, they got the defense cut off, and he was able, when they reached out here like that and they got the defense cut off, they was able to make the cutback. Now see, they get him cut off, right? 79 cut off right there. There's the hole.
2,105 yards a year ago, but that's just good for your scrapbook. This is 1985. Misdirection handoff to Dickerson. He breaks outside. Look out. Finally stopped at the 49. Noble making another tackle. But Dickerson is beginning to move it.
Dennis Harrow, the big offensive right guard for the Rams right here, gets a pull and gets a knockdown block. You don't get many knockdown blocks in the National Football League. See number 60? Focus your attention on. Watch the linebacker takes him on. Douglas right there. And watch him. He just sticks and stays with the block, keeps his feet working, and down Douglas goes.
Second down and 1.
Look at the arms on him. Excuse me.
That's all right. Just short of midfield. Toss back to Redden. Redden over the 50 to the 46-yard line.
You know what happened at halftime?
What happened at halftime?
Robinson went in there and said, guys, let's get those people back in positions to block and do what we do best. We're not fancy football team. Let's get after their fannies. And that's what they're doing right now.
And on the other side, Forrest Gregg must have said, look, Robinson's team is out there. They haven't scored any touchdowns.
Yeah.
Maybe we're going to stay in this game.
But you can just see it now. They're coming back to the things that, you know, they had been doing prior to this ball game, and they're not trying to finesse anybody.
Dickerson is back in there. Dieter Brock now handing off to the man they call the running back. He gets it again. The toss. Good block. Runs into his own blocking. Still picks up almost 5 yards. Douglas and Humphrey. And a little bit of a scrap.
Little nice step around block between Jackie Slater and Dennis Harrow there, and he darn near got us cut off, but the linebacker did a nice job of holding his own on Harrow.
Were you surprised when the Packers came in with suits and ties and carrying briefcases? No, they looked like a bunch of guys going to a convention yesterday.
A lot of teams still require their players to travel in suits and ties, even though they're on chartered airplanes.
Do you think there's anything to that? Is there a discipline there that's sort of good for
There is a discipline there, too. I always lean more towards just be comfortable when you travel on a charter flight. You know?
Well, these days that can be sort of wild. Second down at 7. Second down at 7. Dieter Brock going. Oh, he has it. That's Ron Brown inside the 30 to the 25, and he almost fell down. And the defensive back did fall down, number 41, Tom Flynn.
Just a nice little hook pattern. Straight drop back pass, 5-step drop, plant, throw. He waits for the pass to develop, gets it there. The corner had fallen down. Tim Lewis, number 26. Footing maybe just a little slippery out there. Huh?
Well, I think it is. It has been raining really for about 2.5 to 3 hours. Not a lot, but enough to make it a little bit treacherous. An 18-yarder. And it's 1st and 10. Rams look like they're serious.
Audible, Tom. Green Bay changed the front and the audible.
First down pass play. He's got it. And pulled down inside the 20 is Ellard. Mossy Cade making the tackle. It's a good thing he made a sure tackle.
I think they'd had a running play called, and he got up there and he saw that 8-man front defense, and you'll see the corner in the middle of your screen, defensive corner backed off a long ways. So the quarterback Brock says, heck with it, I'm going to just throw a little hitch pass. See this? Boom, little about 5-yard hitch pass. Good job, Mr. Brock.
Boy, good tackle by Cade, too. That had TD written all over it. Our camera people are at their positions, lock and load, as they say in the TV business. It's raining, but we're showing you some kind of a crazy contest. Second down 3. Toss back to Dickerson. First down inside the 15. Fumble it. Let's see.
He got it back. You know,
Dickerson fumbled in that first quarter.
They're going after Mike Douglas over there just a little bit. You know, Mike Douglas, the right outside linebacker for Green Bay, Tom, he's only 215 pounds, and you start getting blocked by those great big tight ends. You know, that's sometimes a mismatch. Take a look at the lower left-hand side of your screen. You'll see 53 here. See him working there right in the middle of your screen. He got knocked back pretty good by that 260-pound tight end.
And I think Ezra Johnson's better against the pass than he is the run, too.
Yeah.
Dickerson is 101 yards. He's over 100. A century, they call it. 1st and 10. Misdirection. Dickerson, look out. Get the extra point, team. How'd you like to have looked across a high school track field and see him on the other track team?
That'd have been all right. Nobody gets hit on the track team, but how'd you like to look there seeing him carrying the ball in high school?
10th touchdown rushing. A 14-yard burst, we'll call it. 115 yards. Eric looks like he's back. Lansford kicking. His naked foot on the wet grass.
Oh, what a well-explained.
He's from Washington, too. He's not even from Bavaria anywhere. It's good. Got a new ball game, don't we? Carries in that drive. And each team now has scored, and they've had one drive apiece. Ellison with his return. Over the 25 to the 26.
I think Dickerson is fired up a little bit, Tom. I think he's already over 100 yards, isn't he?
Don't forget, the Rams are only 2-2 in this NFC West, even though they lead the thing right now. San Francisco has won 3 and lost 1 because they've beaten San Francisco. And as you know, whether you win the division or that tiebreaker, you've got to beat those teams that are with you.
And head-to-head. That's the first tiebreaker. That's it.
And the 49ers, of course, will play the Rams later on up there in Connecticut Park. Len Dickey on 1st and 10. He's going to play action pass. He's got time. Now he's chased out.
Oh, grounding.
Might be illegal, intentional grounding. Doug Reed chased him, the quarterback, up in. Goss might have been the one that touched him, too.
I think that was intentional grounding. He got away with it. They called him down.
Anything to avoid loss of yardage. You can see the rain coming down there. It is back to a pretty steady drizzle. Third down now, or make that second down, and 14. The third sack. They did register a sack on that. I sure didn't see any sack.
Neither did I.
The third one, anyway, officially for the Rams. Second down, 14. Dickey going for the out move.
Boy,
did Epps catch it or trap it? You need a baseball ref for this one.
No, I think they ruled that he caught the ball, but that was a long throw, an out pattern from the opposite hash mark to the wide receiver in the slot.
Cromwell was there along with Green. They thought it bounced in. Did the ball come up Green?
Look at this. It's a long throw all the way over there for about a 12-yard gain. Look at that thing, Tom. Here it is now. The receiver's going back for the ball. It looks like he caught the ball. Gary Green going to get up there and argue, though.
Third down, and call it 2. Dickey, the lone back is Ellis, and he gets the handoff and does not get the first down. Barely got to the 35. Good defense.
Good job.
Wilcher first. It looked like Dickey had to reach sort of to get that handoff.
Yeah.
Forrest is wondering.
Zero in the defensive line charge of the Los Angeles Rams to the top right side of your screen. They're getting penetration, getting after it. There's the handoff. Wilcher turns it right back inside. There are the defenders rallying. Again, there goes number 55, Carl Eckern, putting the finishing touches on it. Huh?
Obviously, Forrest Gregg does not appreciate that good defense, but the fans certainly did, and nobody has left. Those that came in their slickers and their foul weather gear are still here. That's Bracken kicking.
Nice punt, Tom.
Ellard and Johnson. That's Ellard at the 13-yard line. Henry Ellard's going to get to the corner. Look out. Stopped at the 40-yard line, finally. As Henry Ellard almost did it. Jesse Clark made the tackle. A 27-yard return.
Offense at 236 yards. You know, kickoff return yardage is up 7% all through the National Football League coming into this week.
Well, after the Rams today, Forrest will say it's probably going to be up 10 or 12%. They had run 2 back for touchdowns, and that was Ron Brown you were looking at. Ellard has been running back some punts well, too. Dave Hill, the tight end, is the fullback. I don't have to tell you who that is. Out over the 45. And it sounds like you're standing next to a very, very expensive sports car, and the engine has been fired up.
Look at the big offensive lineman to the right center of your screen coming off the ball nicely. They're in a little odd change-up defense there. Fullback is actually being played by a tight end. He got upfield a little bit too far, turned it back inside.
2nd down and 5. Dickerson at 120 yards. The main thing is the Rams have the lead by 4 points. Misdirection handoff to number 29. His own man gets in his way. The tackle trying to block for it. Tom Flynn got under it all.
John Anderson, the left outside linebacker for Green Bay, really played that counter play nicely. He got in there and got penetration and just chopped everything down. Did a nice job, and he's been their most valuable player as a defensive player over the last couple of years.
Perhaps one more play in the 3rd period. Very good long drives by each team. The Packers went 91 to get theirs, but it's a 3rd down and 5, and they may not get this off before they change fields.
Playoff caliber team unless you can stop the run. As you look here, these are all division leaders or tied for the divisions.
Look at that.
And here's how they rank in the league in stopping and defensing the run. You got to stop the run first.
The Rams have held Green Bay to 70 yards rushing. Meanwhile, Los Angeles has 136 yards rushing. Rushing the football not only turns it over, but it also eats the clock up at the same time. Right?
You bet it does.
You're looking at Dieter Brock, quarterback from the Canadian League, where for 11 years he was Mr. Canadian football. Sidearms it, gets it to Ron Brown, who's followed at the 45. He drops that arm down. He's sort of like a Western gunslinger.
They were just running all the way across the field with 29 in the middle of your screen there. He's right in the slot. Now he's going to come right down underneath the defender. See him get right underneath the nearest man-to-man coverage. You shouldn't let him underneath. Now it's a foot race across the field as Ron Brown is running with
Gary Hayes.
Gary Hayes it is, yeah, number 27.
Well, Brown just has, like we said, world-class speed. You can't let him even get open.
No.
1st and 10. Brock is 13 of 15 now. This toss is back to Dickerson. Bouncing off people, head-to-head inside the 40. But Mossy Cade came up, and they locked horns and big Green Bay helmets.
You know, the Rams' best quarter of football has been the 4th quarter. They've scored more points in this quarter and given up fewer, so they're plus 28 points in the 4th quarter. Watch the block by the wing back on the left side of your screen right here, and he stays with it. Just stick and stay. Stay with it. Keep working your feet. Stay after him. Look at him stay. Nice job by the wing back, number 80.
That whole bunch came out. They were moving out like the chorus line, right? In sync. 2nd down and 3. Rams are driving. They lead by 4. Slant pattern. Browns had a touchdown. Forget this one. You get the quick slant to Ron Brown, you might as well go right home.
Tim Lewis, the corner, fell down, Tom. There was no defense out there. He just fell down. You're going to see the linebackers dog, and they get after him pretty good. At the top right-hand corner of your screen is the defensive back. Now the ball is thrown right there. The quarterback gets knocked down. The corner fell down. No contest. There's 3 touchdowns on the day for Mr. Ron Brown.
And a 39-yard touchdown, very quickly done. We saw him do it against Atlanta a week ago. If he gets to your secondary, you got to throw a net out. Lansford kicking, and as you can see, dead solid perfect. We'll be back with more from Anaheim Stadium. Disneyland, it's Ron Brown Day here at Disneyland. 5 catches for 87 yards and a touchdown. 2 kickoff returns for 2 touchdowns. Wow, what a day. This is that reverse handoff to number 24, going back the other way. That's Cade. Tackle at the 11-yard line. The flags are down. A reverse handoff. Mossy Cade ended up with it, and the Rams ended up with Mossy Cade.
Real nice play by backup linebacker 59, Mark Giroux from the University of Washington. Made a nice play.
You ever seen a better day by a receiver than that? 184 yards on kickoff returns.
87 yards receiving. You know, this guy is the kind of guy what your offensive thinking has got to be is I've got to get the ball in his hands about 10 times a ball game. Some way. You got to get the ball in his hands. He catches a touchdown pass 1 out of every 6 catches.
Illegal use of the hands. Number 89 on the return.
Number 89, illegal use of the hands on that return. That's John Dorsey, I believe, that was trying to help him there. College football, don't forget the Virginia Cavaliers on Friday against the Maryland Terrapins, 2:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Or Notre Dame's Fighting Irish against the Miami Hurricanes. Big Thanksgiving weekend. Handoff, and Eddie Lee Ivory comes through a gaping hole to the 19-yard line.
Big I formation draw play. It broke cleanly.
Make that the 14-yard line. The Raiders 28-21 now as Mark Wilson has scored a touchdown, sneaking it over. Kansas City shutting out Indianapolis. 2nd down and 2 here at Anaheim. Reverse handoff to Eddie Lee Ivory. To the 25.
Hankey's down, Tom.
Might have been holding that produced that big hole. Flags are down.
You know, the Rams can't afford to relax here because the Green Bay, they have the weapons to put points on the board quickly and be right back in the middle of this ball game.
Pat Haggerty had an extremely busy day.
The Rams just substituted all.
Offense, number 65, 2nd down.
The Rams just substituted all 3 defensive linemen out there. I think they got the message, huh?
That's right. Hallstrom was guilty of holding. And as any of you that watch pro football know, that's usually every play, but sometimes they call it 2nd down and 9. Dickey with close setback behind him. Great drop. Dickey from the end zone. Complete. Hoffman at the 20-yard line. It's going to be enough for a first.
That was a very unsophisticated pattern. He just came out of his stance from the tight end position. Here's the tight end as he comes off the field, off the formation right there. Now just follow him. Here he comes, and he's going to sprint right in. He just keeps right on sprinting. He just keeps right on running. The corner right there, Leroy Irvin backs up, and he throws a shot right where it had to be thrown.
It looked like a Lombardi-type pro set offense with Horning and Taylor and probably Bart Starr at QB.
I don't remember those guys.
Unfortunately, I do. Dickey sacked at the 10-yard line. Mel Owens was first.
That's Mel Owens' ninth sack of the year. That's a lot of sacks for a linebacker.
And the 4th for Los Angeles today.
Yeah, the linebackers coming into this game had 19 sacks amongst them, leading the defensive line in number of sacks.
Looking down the road for these Rams that we said have been having their troubles. After Green Bay, they have New Orleans down there. Stay away from Bourbon Street. San Francisco up there. That's going to be difficult. St. Louis, and finally, the Los Angeles Raiders. Not an easy way to finish in a tough division. Dickey on 2nd down and 19. Complete, but it's going to be short of the first down as Epps makes a bent leg slide like a baseball player.
That guy is something. Here he is at 5'9", 155, and you know most of the time you stretch those measurements on the little guys. I was talking to him in the locker room there yesterday, and he just doesn't look like he ought to be in the National Football League catching passes and doing a great job, but he does. He does a super job.
Sometimes those guys get little weights in their pockets when they get on the scales, you know.
It just shows if you have athletic ability and you're put in the right position, you can make a contribution.
He doesn't even take divots when he runs. He's so quick. Straight ahead, no. 3rd down and a foot. Oh. Ivory may have lost some.
Again, you know who the key to that play was right there defensively? Carl Eckern. I don't know how many times we've mentioned his name today. He really made a nice play. I think it's him right here. Just follow him. Here he is. Look at him attack. Little cross-blocking up there. He said, to heck with it. I don't want to let you get away with that stuff. I'm taking the play on.
Forrest Gregg dejected at seeing this great play by number 55. You can appreciate it later, but not right now. The Pack are desperate. They came in 5 wins and 6 losses. Bracken is back to punt. 10:04, a lot of time, as Dick Vermeil said, for a team with their firepower to come back. Look out for the return. Returnable by Henry Ellard at the 30. A block. Got a hole. Look out. Flags are down, but Henry Ellard is still running and pulled out at the 31. Bracken made the tackle, but the flag is dropped on the 42-yard line of Green Bay. Of Los Angeles, pardon me. 39-yard return.
Who's the penalty on? Let's see. Probably pushing from back.
Illegal block on the return, number 90.
Oh, Mr. Brady, Ed Brady. There's Ed. I didn't do that. See, he's telling those guys, I didn't do that. They must have called that on somebody else.
Get the car running. I never touched it.
Yeah, wasn't me. Weren't me, was it?
But it's so difficult to get the guy in the right position.
It is.
Illegal block on the return. First down.
Here's Ellard taking the return. I think it's on 83. I'm not right here. Watch him push him right there from behind. They didn't give that number, did they?
Maybe we had more than one flag on the field. Will they beat the Bears? And really, the game at Lambeau Field this year, a couple of weeks ago, they could have won that game.
Yeah, it was close. You know, it was the 15th game of the season last year that they beat them, too.
You're looking at Peter Brock, the Rams quarterback. 9:38 on the clock. And the Packers need 2 touchdowns, 14 points. Eric Dickerson breaks out, stumbling to the 47.
They're letting him get that cutback now. They're getting the defense stretched, Tom, and then getting it cut off and allowing that lane to open as he widens that defense and stretches him, and he's finding that cutback lane.
In less than 3 seasons, this man has scored 44 touchdowns.
That's not too bad, is it? That's why he can afford to drive that beautiful car that he drives.
With 2105 on the license plate, like it could be anybody else's.
You know, and I think he needed this kind of day to get his motor running again, too, you know?
And, of course, the clock will run as the Rams continue to run. 1st and 10. Misdirection handoff. Dickerson falls to the 49, maybe a pickup of 1 or 2. Mark Murphy was right there. Now, if you're thinking Green Bay, would you think about get a turnover and try to get back in with your defense?
Yeah, you bet. I'll tell you, the Green Bay defense right then. Linebacker Gary Prather, number 51, came down underneath those guys and chopped the lineman down, and Eric didn't have any place to go.
Dickerson fumbled in the 1st quarter, but suddenly, Forrest Gregg has seen the Ram offense come alive. 2nd down and 8. Big side handoff. Barry Redden breaks tackles. Upended at the Green Bay 40.
Tackle trap, Tom. The old trap play. Coming from the right of your screen, you're going to see the big tackle pull and make the trap block. See him pull? That's a 275 count. Boom, he gets a nice little hole right in there. Good running by Barry Redden, a very fine running back.
11-yard trap play. Football the way those Packers used to play it all the time.
What's that thing hanging over his belt there?
That's the Dunlop's disease. He aches and likes it. Dunlop's over, right? Here's the screen. Dropped. A forward pass. It'll be a forward. Ron Brown had it for a moment. We talked about it a little earlier, Dick, but the stretch run for these teams, the Rams have New Orleans down there, San Francisco to the north, St. Louis still dangerous, and, of course, the Raiders. If the Raiders don't have anything sewed up by then, that could be a war.
No, and I'll tell you something. I wouldn't be surprised to see the San Francisco 49ers just, you know, take that schedule we just saw on the screen and clean it up.
Yeah,
because they're really starting to come on. They're coming on.
And they know they have to win one at a time, but all of them. Out of the eye. Here's the quick draw to Eric Dickerson. Inside the 30. He shifts and glides as well as anybody I've ever seen. Randy Scott hanging on.
Super job of blocking by the fullback as he comes through here and lead blocks on the linebacker. See draw blocking turn out. See Barry Redden, number 30, gets up on Brian Noble, number 91. Does a nice job. Brian keeps fighting, though. Eric runs out of those arm tackles.
1st and 10. Dickerson and company have chewed up 2.5 minutes in this drive, and he has 155 yards. on 28 carries. He is lathered up, and he's getting it again. Ooh, good defensive play and a loss. Back to the 34-yard line. Noble and Murphy combined on that one. Noble's a pretty aggressive linebacker.
Yes, he is. They're very pleased with him.
First.
Fifth-round draft choice out of Arizona State. The Packer staff are really pleased with the guy. They just felt that their linebackers had to get bigger and stronger, and so they drafted guys with size, and he does have the size, and he's a weight trainer, and he's really got the biceps and shoulders and good leg strength.
The last 2 years' drafts have got 15 players that are on this Packer team, so that's a pretty good couple of years drafted. Second down, 14, loss of 4. Barry Redden. Ooh. Woo. The line of scrimmage, you could hear the contact all the way up here, and we're high at Anaheim.
Played really nice linebacker play that time, Tom.
Randy Scott.
Randy Scott, did he get after him? He came into the ballgame with 62 tackles. Here he is, number 55. Follow this linebacker as he makes a nice play. It's his turn. Look at him attack. Inside out. Boom.
Ooh.
Nice job. Nice job.
Typical Alabama linebacker, huh?
You bet.
The Bear would be proud of him on that one, I know. Third down and 14. Lone back is Eric Dickerson. Vito Bach has gone all the way. He's got time. And he's got a completion to Hunter at the 27. Oh, he stands in the pocket. This man is a gamer.
They throw so many passes with guys running all the way across the field. It's hard for that guy to catch the ball and get upfield for the first down. You know, how many times today have we already seen him not make the first down? Here it is on the replay now. Now watch the man, 87 to the left corner of your screen. Now he breaks away and starts across. 87, Mr. Hunter. He's going down the left side of your screen. He's out of the picture. Here he comes back in it again. No first down. Got to get that ball downfield more if you're going to make those first downs.
A 28-17 lead, 11 points, so Lansford will try to add 3 more and make it 14. It's a 44-yard attempt. Steve Dill's the holder.
2 for 3 so far this year from this distance.
A good hold. Let's see. Good. A 44-yarder. That could be a nail. Rams 31, Packers 17.